Good day, sir. We are the students of Exact Colleges of Asia. We thank you for giving us your time for this interview. I am Joshua P. Camacho, students of Exact Colleges of Asia. Sir, my number one question for you is, how do you deal with people of different nationalities, and which nationalities do you find the most difficult to communicate with?
Well, I deal with the other nationalities with being friendly with them and asking about their cultures and learning about also their few word languages like that and things they do in their country. And yeah, having conversation with them. It's quite fun having conversation with them with so many things. Then I learned to know something about their country, culture, languages, etc. Like foods, yeah, like that. Then what's this? What nationality? Having the difficulty having relationship with is, I think Danish guys, because there are some good Danish guys, but as per my experience, the guys I have been with, I don't like the way they about the works. Yeah, that's why I don't like some Danish guys. But I know there's some good guys also. Like that.
Okay, sir. Okay. The next question, sir, is, have you ever considered quitting your job during your working hours? Why do you do it, and how do you deal with it?
Let me just during my working hours, I have not tried quitting, but I guess maybe I will. If I try quitting it because maybe I don't feel well or my body doesn't feel well like that, and yeah, if I want to take some rest, maybe I can also ask my seniors if I can have some rest or take a leave first before I can go to rest like that.
Good day, sir. My name is Jezer Gimanyo, and my question for you
Good day.
is about how do you deal with homesickness when you are beginner?
How to deal with homesickness if you are a beginner?
Yes, sir.
First of all, during my first cadetship, I deal with it by community, having some conversation with my crewmates here, so I won't get very homesick, and also the company provides your internet connection, so we can also have some video call or some chat in Messenger if the connection is good. So it's also nice. Then we have also some what people do we have day room or so where we can get to see some movies and also I can go to gym, play also ping pong, and also when we were in navigation or we have free time after work, we can play basketball like that, and so that's the things I do. So I won't get that so lonely and bored here.
And my next question for you is, how have you found your time on board? Do you appreciate your job despite the fact that you will be aboard the ship for a long time?
At first, yeah, I agree. During my first on board, I regret doing this work, but I need to indoors just for my family, so I could support them, and that's motivating me to do this work also.
Okay, good day, sir. I am Paulo Ivan Pamintuan. And the next question is, have you had any incidents on board? How did it happen? And how did you deal with it?
Incidents. Okay. We have this, let's say we have this oil pollution. We have oil pollution on board. And all of us, oil leak in the main deck of the ship. Then we did it. We did it by all of us went there helping each other to clean the mess. It took us an hour, I think, just to clean the mess because it's quite messy because it's a heavy fuel oil. And we did it by helping each other, so the cleaning will be done easily.
Sir, the next question is, what was the worst error you've ever made? Or have you had different types of errors? What steps did you take to resolve the issue?
Yeah, errors. Yeah, I think the biggest big error I made is that I was doing this filter cleaning, then and I made an oil pollution because what you call this? I was opening the wrong vent of the oil filter of the oil filter. Then I was then the oil came out. Then I got oil is all over the face. Oil also I got and what we call it. So I made that oil pollution. Then so I deal with it by asking for help from my seniors, also my crewmates. They helped me, and they also told me that while doing the job, I must be doing it carefully and be always present of mind. Also must be there. Okay.
Okay, sir. I am Paulo Manalili from BSM2. My question, sir, for you is, do your aboard attitude, practices, and discipline change while you are not on board?
I think no, my attitude is still the same. How I treat people on board and people offshore on land is still the same. I don't change them. Just be who you are, and people will know who you are also.
Okay, sir, my next question is, as a future marine officer, what advice would you give us that will change our life the most?
One advice is, I think, love your job and make sure that you're always safe because on board, safety first. And I think that's it. Love your job and always think the safety first on board, so all things will be well.
Okay, sir. I'm Stephen Joseph Jamson. My question is, what are some of the unique things you discovered on board that you couldn't study at school?
Unique things. Okay, there are different machineries, right, that are here on board, like this IG scrubbers. So I get to know these things also that are not in school. In school, they taught us these basic principles, but in board, I think it's quite different. Here in board, you may know the other things about the machineries and not just how it works, but also the troubleshooting that should be done, the other monitorings, plenty things like that. It's parts. So.
Yes, sir. Our last question is, define your level of success.
Define my level of success. As for now, I was just a newly promoted port engineer. Yeah. just I'm satisfied with my job right now, and I'm doing my best here to know plenty of things more. So for next shifts I could have, I could perform very well also, and yeah, perform the job every day more proficiently, and yeah, and be productive also here on board. And my senior officials will be happy with my performance, and yeah, I'm satisfied with what I have gained right now.
Okay, sir. I think that will do it for our interview, and thank you for giving us your time for this interview. And we certainly did learn something about being on board. We appreciate the knowledge that you shared us, and we hope you have a good day, sir. Thank you, po.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Sir, good day or good evening. We are the students from Exact Colleges of Asia. We first of all, sir, we would like to say thank you for giving us time for this kind of interview. And we have 10 questioners here, sir. Our first question, sir, was how do you deal with your people of different nationalities, and which nationalities do you find the most difficult to communicate with?
Well, first is communication. You need to have effective communication and be clear the instruction given. Sometimes you have to repeat. You need to have to show something written for them to understand. For nationalities, generally almost all is that one so far that I have some challenge communicating is the Croatian or the Estonian. First time dealing with them, and very few in my career, as we said. So this is these are the new to me. So it's because of the language and how they pronounce. Same also and how they repeat our pronunciation. So that's one. So like I said, it's is to be to deal with different nationalities is to have you have to have established a good communication.
Okay, sir. My next question for you, sir, is have you ever considered quitting your job during your working hour? Why do you why do you do it, and how do you deal with it, sir?
It is not really quitting. It's not really quitting. It's just like when you are exposed, say with long working, and you get feel say fatigue, especially with the continuous operation. And I mean, on board the ship, it's really sometimes different. We have to work sometimes extra hours. We have to sometimes wake up early, and sometimes when you are in front of on my side, like in front of the computer answering emails, and then at the same time we have another some operations going on, cargo and maneuvering to attend. So it's not that bit critic, but it's just have to find a way how to rest, to refresh yourself, and of course when you feel tired, then you have to take some rest and maybe a nap or so. For my side, I have to drink coffee to be awake, and just to have say a good rest. Of course, will help, and then to be refreshed again. So that's one. And plus of all, we have to say sometimes have to go to to other crew member officers just to talk, just to stand up, change some environment, and after that when we get. But it really helps, after when you have finished one operation, good operation, and smooth, then you feel more say relief that it has come up to that. So it's that's the thing that it's not really quitting, but you have to find a way how to find to rest or to relieve yourself with the with the with the stress of working extra hours.
Good day, sir. My name is Jezer Manyo, and my question for you is, how do you deal with homesickness when you are a beginner?
As a beginner, during my time, I really don't feel any homesickness. It was really fun, and at first, if it's it's many when you're coming out to see you will be see many places. You know you it faced with many culture and eat different kinds of stuff food. As we Filipino, it's we like with different a variety of food. So I really don't think during a beginner I feel that sickness. And it's nowadays also it's before was no cell phone, no messenger. Now it's it's that is the technology now. So it's more faster now to communicate with the family as compared before. Maybe when you have a girlfriend, then you feel then you feel somebody. If you have a girlfriend, I still remember when I was 13, I used to pay $6 I think for a minute just to call. Now it's free. IMO.
Yes, sir. And my next question is, how have you found your time on board? Do you appreciate your job despite the fact that you'll be aboard the ship for a long time?
Yeah, you have to say acceptance. It's not really come that immediately when you were a junior. You need to accept, especially you youngsters. Maybe you don't know yet how you be working on board the ship, and you just study, and maybe you was really looking for when you go to ship, when you go on board, you start working, earn money. But it's not that no, it's not that easy. And like I said, it's you have to focus what you want, your goal in life. You want to be this, what you want to achieve in life in order for you to happy and to have a stable life. It's not that becoming a mariner, seafarers that you can easily have that earning, but you did have some sacrifices. That is when being far away with the family and kids. So I would say is just to be accept to be what your goal, what you aim for in life, in order to be happy.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Next.
Good evening, sir. I am Paula Ivan Pamintuan, and the next question, sir, is: have you had any incidents on board? How did it happen, and how did you deal with it?
Oh yeah. I got somebody getting hurt. That is the one. So it's really big lesson to me. It's some crew member who hurt himself, and he was with the eye. So the things there is that not to be say got how you say that think that everything all goes well. Not to be say think that always okay. Actually, if sometime in during operation you think it's everything okay, but something there is something going on. So it's not that no, it's say if some operation got always keep on repeating that nothing will happen, but sometimes it does happen, and the lessons learned is that to to supervise, especially if you're a senior officer, you need to have to supervise, you need to have that communication, and and we call it here on board we can call it briefing first, discuss, clear the doubts, and after a certain operation, you go back, you debrief. So on the debriefing, you should discuss what are the good points and what are the bad points. The good points is that things that went well, and say the not good points is that something that you need to overcome or you learn lesson and how to improve that for the next operation.
Okay, sir. The next question, sir, is what was the worst error you've ever made? Or have you different types of errors? What steps did you take to resolve the issue?
I would say once you are a senior officer and sometimes that when the some tasks are not you see not performing as what you had think. So sometimes you got that emotions and because of stress, because of say maybe because of fatigue, and so you got sometimes got that emotions. And to relieve that is that again is again to have rest, delegate, discuss, and have other officers to do that job. And of course, when you pass that job, you have to explain. So it's just like say more on say management and improve that management in delegating people so that you'll not be overwhelmed with work.
Hello, sir. My name is Joshua P. Camacho from Mexa Colleges of Asia. My question for you is: do your abort attitude, practices, and discipline change while you're not on board?
The thing is, on board the ship, that we have this kind of say uh, uh, guided. We have this kind of procedures that we need to follow, and plus we have this kind of say training on how behavior, and plus in ashore we are have some kind of training also for behavior. So it's a meaning say coming on board the ship says we try to to also discipline ourselves and for that especially with the safety aspect. So that's one. So on board the ships actually it is standard. It is has a guidance from coming from company. They have this kind of safety culture say that we need to develop. So now really it really depends on case to case of person nationalities also. So in a company they have to like a baseline that this will be the safety standard that we need to meet. So it is not only me that have that, but it should also go for all the crew, to always keep achieving going up to improve that safety culture, improve the safety culture, avoiding personal injury, and also to have a good operation. So that's the one. So meaning to say that even I sign off, or maybe a different person, a different officer will come, the standard is there. And then one thing is that to have a safe operation, nothing get injured, especially avoid any machinery damage, and of course to have profit in the company. Yeah.
My next question, sir, is: as a future marine officer, what advice would you give us that would change our lives the most?
First of all is that you need to concentrate on your studies. That's the one. Yeah, and what I learned is that not you study so much at the first, but you will be applying only this much of that knowledge when you come on board ship. Still, it is not that only on the theoretical side, but when you're coming on board, you need to apply that. You will have these some challenges of applying that in actual. Once you board the ship, they might be giving you different tasks. You might be going as a cadet, but you might be going on OS or a messman just to board ship. So so that's what I'm saying is that you need to focus on your studies, have the good grades, so that you will be easily get employed to a company, and a good company. Do not just embark a certain company that is at the end they will not take care of you. So study, have that marks up, so that it is challenging nowadays, and the screening of the cadets going to a company it's high. So you need to have that that kind of standard that they will accept you to a certain company. So like I said, is you just have to focus on your studies, and when you come on board, you apply that.
And whenever you go to shore, you try to try to take the necessary training. Do not waste time. If you really want to go, fast track your 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 rank to achieve in each time you take vacation, you need some sacrifices to continue your studies. As you know, in our career, each time you go vacation, you need to take an exam, maybe some orals now, and into many trainings. That is how to progress up and do not waste time. Yeah, so they can easily get promoted and to become an officer.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
I'm Stephen Joseph Jamson, sir, and my question is, what are some of the unique things you discovered on board that you couldn't study at school?
It is on the hands-on. One course is the hands-on. It's when I was junior, when taking safety, so more on theoretical. So you go on board the ship, like making repairs. Like for example, in a school, it doesn't really teach you how to repair some kind of some equipment, or say lining up cargo bag in a tanker. So that all of the hands-on are here. So not being touched in school. So meaning there's a lot of things in a say operational side, more on hands-on training that needs to be say discovered on board the ship. Like I said earlier, you big study so much, but on board the ship you just apply this and more on the hands-on one until you become familiar. There are also some manuals on board that you say equipment manuals that is not seen. I mean, not covered in school. So you only found that one here. And second is that in school you got friends. Here you got different type of nationality, different say behavior, and different language. Not by talk, but body language. You also tend to not that one is not being also discussed in school. So from when you go on board the ship, the multinationals, you should know how to be, interface with other nationalities. And the third one, as you go level up, as you go to the rank, it's it's the now to get higher on the on the correspondence, email correspondence in school. They don't teach you the secretarial job. Become you become a senior officer, you have to have many documentation side. So that's how the things are that are compared to in school and on board the ship.
Okay, sir. And our last question, sir, is define your level of success, sir.
Well, I would say I had already attained, say, from 1 to 10, maybe I got a 9. So I was thinking to become captain before. I mean, when I was junior, and I already have that position. So now it's just only just to say, I mean, what is, but there's a drawback. Since you're spending more time on sea, when you come home, it's different. Some sacrifices of your children, they get more closer to your wife. So that's kind of that you need to be with. It's you find a way your job, but you're being far away. That's some sacrifice that you need to have also with your family, especially now you'll be getting kids.
Okay, sir. I think that will do it for our interview, and thank you for giving us your time for this interview. We certainly did learn something about being on board, and we appreciate the knowledge and experiences that you shared us. We hope you have a good day, sir. Good day, sir. We are the students of Exact Colleges of Asia. We thank you for giving us your time. And I'm Stephen Joseph Jamzon, we just have a little questions about workload management. And my first question is, how do you deal with people of different nationalities? And which nationalities do you find the most difficult to communicate with?
Yeah, very good question. Your aim should be humble and have a very good attitude. If you go any part of the world, you will not have any problem. Just focus on your job, be polite, no problem. Respect and accept each other's differences.
My next question, sir, is, have you ever considered quitting your job during your working hours? Why do you do it, and how do you deal with it?
C. Also a very good question. You ask some very good questions. You have to always think about loving your job. You will find any job and have the pros and cons. You know the advantage and disadvantages, but what you want to do is what you want to do, excel in your job and do good in your job. You will find no need to quit. You don't feel about quitting. Keep on doing your job. You want to learn something. You want to do better.
Okay, sir. And I think this is the most common question about being a seafarer, sir, is how do you deal with homesickness when you're a beginner?
This is also a very good question you ask. See, homesickness is always there, but sometimes you have to think about your future also, your financial condition. When you are young, you are not married, you don't have kids, you don't have wife, you will definitely love it here. You are getting opportunities to travel all parts of the world and you are earning a good money. So it is a good, but definitely after the marriage you will have your own family, you will definitely want to go home. But that time you need money also. You want to give them better life. You want to give them education and slowly you will realize that homesickness is definitely everywhere.
Okay, sir. And how have you found your time on board? Do you appreciate your job despite the fact that you'll be aboard the ship for a long time?
When I'm around at home, many people are working. Somehow I am liking this job. Why? First of all, you don't have to travel a lot. You have seen on the land, people are traveling a lot and too much crowd is there and transportation is not comfortable. You are taking longer time going to the office and going back. Second is you are working in a very clean environment. No pollution and you have a very fresh air all the time. Third thing is you are really financially very strong once you are working on a ship.
Next question, sir, is, have you had any incidents on board? How did it happen? And how did you deal with it?
Fortunately, we don't have any major incident until now on how ship and we are very fortunate by God's grace. We did not have any incident, but small incidents, small oil spill, small fire, very small. That time it is very important to not get panic because we are doing training every week or every month so people know what to do in case of emergencies. Until now we have not faced any major problems, major accidents or incidents on ship.
Okay, sir. And next question is, what was the worst error you've ever made? Or have you had different types of errors? What steps did you take to resolve the issue?
Fortunately, we don't have any major incident until now on how ship and we are very fortunate by God's grace. We did not have any incident, but small incidents, small oil spill, small fire, very small. That time it is very important to not get panic because we are doing training every week or every month so people know what to do in case of emergencies. Until now we have not faced any major problems, major accidents or incidents on ship.
Next question, sir, is, do your aboard attitude, practices, and discipline change while you are not on board?
You have to maintain discipline while on board, even on offshore.
Okay, sir. Next question is, as a future marine officer, what advice would you give us that would change our lives the most?
A very good question. When you are joining the vessel, you have to keep in your mind that you are going away from your family for a long time. So just before leaving your home, you have to always make up your mind that you are leaving for a long time. When you are on board, you do not think about homesickness. Otherwise, it will affect your safety, and because of people doing a lot of multitasking here. When you are thinking about your home, then you will do a lot of mistake when you join the vessel. You learn from your seniors. When the vessel, join with the positive frame of mind that you are here to learn. Do a good job and return home safely.
Okay, sir. And second to the last question is, what are some of the unique things you discovered on board that you couldn't study at school?
As a seafarer, I can only say that very unique things on the ship. You are dealing with several machineries, several things you can see on the ship. You will have idea on many things which you can't see on land. You are learning about different machineries. If you are a deck officer, you also have many things to learn. So you will have a very unique experience here.
Last question is, define your level of success.
Success is how you contented you are on what to do, on what you do. It means that when you are doing your job, you have the confidence in your job. And when you are content, it means that you are happy with the job. This is called success. You will find many people successful but they are not satisfied. Success is when you are content and satisfied on what you are doing.
Okay, sir. I think that will do it for this interview. Thank you for giving us your time for this interview. We certainly did learn something about being on board. Thank you for sharing us your knowledge, and we hope you have a good day, sir. Good day, sir. We are the students of ETSAC Colleges of Asia from BSMT2 Polaris, and I'm Stephen Joseph Chamzon. And we thank you for giving us a little bit of your time for this interview about workload management. And the first question, sir, is how do you deal with people of different nationalities, and which nationalities did you find the most difficult to communicate with?
It's not difficult to deal with people. Just be yourself and do your job and nothing else. That's all.
Okay. Yes, sir. And the second question, sir, is have you ever considered quitting your job during your working hours, and why do you do it, and how do you deal with it?
I never think of quitting my job because you came on board to work and
Yes.
for safety and salary. So you think for your family, or if you're single, you think your parents, and for your future.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thanks.
Good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Jezer Gimanyong, and my question for you is, how do you deal with homesickness when you're beginner?
Nowadays, I don't think so. If you're going to homesickness, yes, maybe when you are 1 week to two. Nowadays we have this computer, we have this internet, we have everything. You can call to your family. So I think there's no reason to get homesick. Maybe 1 week. Even like me, I'm 27 years working on board. So now I'm happy because everything we have. But when my time is 1990s, oh shit, you don't have nothing. You just write, then wait for letter for 1 month, 2 months, then you call for $1, $7 for 1 minute, then no one calling. So nowadays, I think there is no reason for homesickness. But still,
Okay,
you're
sir.
adjusting. Even I am longer. We're adjusting for 7 days, normal.
Next question is, have you found your time on board? And do you appreciate your job despite the fact that you'll be aboard the ship for a long time?
Just doing visiting and doing your job correctly. I think that's it.
Do you appreciate your
What's your
job this sorry sir, and do you appreciate your job despite the fact that you'll be aboard the ship for a long time?
Yes, sir. Always. You must appreciate and embrace it.
Hello, sir. My name is Joshua Vilamacho from Exact Colleges of Asia. My question for you is, have you had any incidents on board? How did it happen, and how did you deal with it?
We just wake up alarming. It was there's a fire on the generator number 1, or I think number 2. So what we have to do? What you have to do, just act immediately. That's the seaman's do, that's Marine do. So wear the harness and everything, then the fire extinguisher or the fireman will act immediately, and they are the one to check this fire.
Sir, thank
Just
you.
always go on the master station before do anything.
Sir, my next question is, what was the worst error you've ever made? Or have you had different of errors? What steps did you take to resolve the issue?
Okay, error. So in my job, just like this messman, so I'm on the galley, is in the pantry. So I'm the galley. Maybe error, I can see error. Maybe when you forgot your food on the oven or something, then it's burned. So you don't have food to serve. Then that's a big error.
Yes.
Then how to resolve it? I think they will understand. You can say in a nice way, or you can do something.
Next.
Yes,
Okay.
next person.
Thank you po, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Paolo Manalini from Exact Colleges of Asia. So, I have two questions for you, sir. The first one was, do your aboard attitude, practices, and discipline change while you are not on board or while you are on a land base, sir?
No, it's nothing changed. It's always you. Just like I said, just be yourself, and it's nothing changed for the attitude.
Yes, sir. This is my second question, sir. Of course, you are already on board, and as a future officer, as a future marine officer, sir, what advice would you give to us that would change our life the most, sir?
Okay, for you guys, for the future marine. Okay, I will give you 5 keywords. I will give you 5 I. Letter I. So I give you insight. It's the keyword. Innovation, influence, integration, and intervention. So that means you always share and asking. Don't be selfish, okay? Seek and share, okay? Then innovation is think smart and find ways to improve, always on board. Then be a role model. That's influence. Be a role model and inspire others. And intervention is back it's up it's other. Just look for your safety. Look for your safety and look for his safety also. Then integration is embrace. This is the number 1. Embrace all of this. Embrace safety and make it part of everything you do. That's all I can say. And stay open-minded. Look for new and safer ways. Contribute to a positive safety discussion. So share, and exchanging ideas.
Okay, sir. Thank you. We will use that as a equipment tool or a motivation, and we will apply that when we are on board, sir. Thank you po.
Okay. Good luck.
Hello, sir. Paul Ivan Pamintuan, and this is the second to the last question. What are some of the unique things you discovered on board that you couldn't study at school?
Unique things. So when you come on board, we have a drill, weekly or monthly here. We don't study. I don't know if you study on there. So, and always compliance with the safety, compliance with the company. If you don't follow this, then you are nothing. So compliance is number one. The second question
The last question is, define your level of success.
Level of success. I think I'm just in the average because for our position is I think we have a medium salary in here. But we're happy because you already buy. I have a house, I have a car, and my three sons are studying, so nothing to find or nothing to look up. I think I'm happy with that.
Okay, sir. I think that will do it for this interview about the workload management, and we thank you for giving us your time and appreciate the advices and the knowledge that you shared us. And I hope you have a good day, sir. Thank you, po.
Okay, thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Keep safe po. Keep safe.
Good day, sir. We are the students of Exact Colleges of Asia from BSMT2 Polaris. And we thank you for giving us a little bit of your time for this interview about workload management. Sir. And yun po.
Welcome.
The first question is, our first question is, how do you deal with people of different nationalities? And which nationalities did you find difficult to communicate with?
I think the European.
The European.
Yes, the European. Sometimes they're what you call that? The diction. Sometimes their diction is not clear because they eat their words.
They're speaking so fast, sir.
Yes, but they are friendly too. They are friendly,
Okay.
and sometimes there is stubborn like that.
Yes. Okay, sir. The next question is, have you ever considered quitting your job during your working hours? And why do you do it? And how do you deal with it?
No.
And the follow-up question, sir, is why do you do it and how do you deal with it?
Okay. Most important is the time management, and you know how to. What is your all that? How to work with it? How to handle situations
Yes.
by working fast and clean and consecutively. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So the next question, sir, is I think this is the most common asked question about being a seafarer is how do you deal with homesickness when you are a beginner?
I deal with homesickness when I'm beginner. When I'm a beginner, I am I'm sad. I miss my family. But since we are Filipino, we can handle by what you call it, approaching others just to have fun, make exchange experience by telling, uh, finding ways how to avoid homesickness, like watching, playing sports like that.
Yes. Okay. Next question. Yes, sir.
And most especially praying.
Yes. Okay, sir. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Jezzer G. Manyo. My question for you is, have you found your time on board? Do you appreciate your job despite the fact that you'll be aboard the ship for a long time?
I'm in the first time. I feel I'm quitting because I do not know how to deal with it. But
Yes.
since we have the courage and we think our family, we work with them. Uh, I I continue to work and uh, a happy and a satisfied seafarer.
Okay, sir. The next question is, have you had any incidents on board?
For this time, and my first ship until this ship, I embark 7 times. So nothing happened, and I'm thankful
Okay, sir.
because of the I comply with the safety procedure.
Okay, thank you, sir. What was the worst error you've ever made, or have you had different types of errors?
Errors like giving foods to the other person that is not for him. Example, they're not eating one person not eating meat like pork, and I didn't recognize or notice. Then I give to him, so that's embarrassing. And when it's rolling the ship,
Ship's rolling.
I always throw the soup on the
Oh.
captain. That's embarrassing, and that's an error. And bringing many plates with food, and there's a food falling like that, and they saw that's embarrassing, and that's an error.
Yes, sir. What steps you take to resolve the issue, sir? What steps
What
did you
step?
take to resolve the issue about the error, sir?
Okay, I'm I'm saying apologize and approaching correctly with respect, and they understand because it's rolling like that. Weather sometimes,
Okay, sir. Next
and I
question.
immediately
Next question. Do your aboard attitudes, practices, and discipline change while you're not on board?
I'm still the same in the land, when I came on board.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
What advice would you give us that would change our life the most?
So, in the app that you are working now in the vessel, or after you achieve your requirements, I would like to say uh, being responsible, follow the safety procedure always. Teamwork is important. Do your best. Do your best to know the life in a marine culture. Being honest, respect to others,
Yes, sir.
and always think that that's why you are working here for your family. Don't give up to learn more and more,
Yes, sir.
and always praying, and don't be hard-headed, and don't change. Even if you are success and leveling up,
Yes, sir.
stay the same as you are.
Yes.
Stay, don't be just be confident. That's the feeling that, oh, I know this, I know this. No need to no need to repeat again. So no, it's for your safety.
Okay, sir.
The next question is, what are some of the unique things you discovered on board that you couldn't study at school?
Okay. Since I have finished a graduate education, I learned many things in the embarking the ship or working in the vessel. First of all, safety first. How to deal with many people, different nationality, and how to manage.
Define your level of success.
I might say I am average level.
I think that's it for the interview, sir. Thank you for giving us your time, and we certainly appreciate the knowledge that you shared us, and we hope you have a good day, sir. Thank you, sir.
I thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for giving
Thank you,
me
sir.
the pleasure.
Good day, sir. We are the student of Exact Colleges of Asia. We would like to say thank you first for giving us an opportunity to have an interview to you, sir. Without a further ado, sir, let's start or let's begin po.
Okay, let's begin. Good evening.
I am Joberty Makabulo, sir. The first question is, how do you deal with people of different nationalities, and which nationalities do you find the most difficult to communicate with?
Here in Torm, we have a lot of different nationalities. We are about 18 different nationalities, and when we are working with different nationalities, you should be more careful because we have difference in culture and work ethics. You should be more confident, and you should be friendly, and make impression other nationalities because we are different kind of attitude in with other people.
Okay, sir. Second question po tayo, sir. Have you ever considered quitting your job during your working hours? Why do you do it, and how do you deal with it?
Yeah, because sometimes work is very hectic and very hard. Just like in the engine room, I'm a motorman. It's very hot. I think you should prepare yourself, your body makes some what do you call that? Preparation for the work you're going to do, and you should have well rest and make a good communication with other people. But I'm not considering quitting my job because this is where I choose to work, and you should deal with it and make yourself prepare for all the jobs you were going to do.
Okay, sir. Number 3 po. How do you deal with homesickness when you are doing it?
Yes, homesickness is very difficult to deal with. Usually, I always call my family every day, and sometimes I go to the crew day room to watch movies with the other crew, have chatting with them, and make friends. You should go to other people to talk to with your problems or something. Just like you need some communication with other crew, so that homesickness will you not be experienced in the ship. You should have other friends to work, like playing basketball, badminton, or something different games. We have a PlayStation or something, watching movies and a lot more. You should get busy with yourself in the ship to avoid boredom.
My name is Joseph P. Camacho. My question is, how have you found your time on board? Do you appreciate your job despite the fact that you'll be aboard the ship for a long time?
Yeah, before joining the ship, I prepare myself to be in my good attitude, and because being a seaman is very difficult. You should prepare yourself for the job and for communicating with other people. You should be prepared for your work every day, and your body also need some rest, and for another 6 months on ship, you should be prepared and mentally prepared also.
Sir, my next question is, have you had any incidents on board? How did it happen, and how did you deal with it?
You mean accident or incident?
Incident, sir. Incident.
Incident like what?
On board, sir.
Incident, maybe some slip or trip, just like that, or put some foreign bodies in your head and your eyes, just like that. A minor incident. But after you experience some incident, the next time you work, you will be more extra careful so that you can avoid this incident to occur again. We have we have a toolbox every day in the morning, and also after the work we have this debriefing and sharing other knowledge to our crew members so that incident will not occur again.
Okay, sir, thank you po. My last question, sir, is what was the worst error you've ever made, or have you had different types of errors? What steps did you take to resolve the issues?
Sometimes if you are so very tired and you are so sleepy, sometimes you forget that you are having some work to do, that just like transferring sludge, and you forgot to stop it and it's overflow. But for me, I only experience overflow of fresh water only from the expansion tank. That's why I regret it, and now when I do some things like that, I always remember that, and it will never happen again because of this experience.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. We have 4 left question more, and this is the other one, sir. Of course, sir, there's a big difference between on board and here at the land base or in what do your aboard attitude, practices, and disciplines change while you are not on board, sir?
Maybe laziness on ship. It's not advisable because every day you have work from Monday to Sunday. But on land, you can sleep every time you want, or you have the lazy day every day.
Okay, sir, next question po. As a future Marine officer, sir, what advices would you give us that we will change our life the most, sir?
For me, next is to be officer. It's not for me because I'm already old for that, because it's take a lot of I'm a graduate of mechanical engineering, and I need to have bridging so that I can be an officer. But for me, the young guys have a good future, because being an officer on board have a good salary and have a good future for your family. That's the best thing that I can say.
Okay, sir. This is the second of the last question. What are some of the unique things you discovered on board that you could not study at school, sir?
Of course, there are a lot of difference in school and on actual jobs, because in school only theories, and here you can see on actual. You can open all the machineries, and you can learn a lot of it. And on books you can see them also, but on actual it's very different.
My last question to you, sir, was define your level of success, sir.
Level of success is I think it's an average only, because I'm only ratings, but I'm very lucky also that I have this job, and I will do it with my best effort, and every day I pray to the Lord that this is my life and I should love it. Thank you.
Yes, sir, that's all our question for you. Thank you for giving us your time, and we appreciate the knowledge that you shared, sir. And we hope you have a good day, sir. Keep safe and God bless, sir.
Okay, thank you for the time.
Good day, sir. Thank you.
Sir, thank you po.
Thank you.